Late night party boys. Late night party boys. Late night party boys. These
Be ba da ba da bo, ba da ba da bo, be ba 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 da bo, ba 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 da ba, be ba 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 bo, ba 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 ba, be ba 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 da bo, ba 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 da bo,
Dibbity bop,
be ba ba,
dibbity bop,
de ba,
dibbity bop,
ba 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 bo,
ba da bop boop, bop a doo.
ba 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 de ba 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 ba.
We should have become musicians.
Yeah, that's actually the new intro music.
So we're not doing the
No.
party boys,
No,
we're rebranding.
Nah, well, we're Scatmen now.
Scatmen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And what are Scatmen famous for?
Like and poop.
Yes! Their music is poop. Metaphorical poop. So that's one way to start the podcast.
It is definitely one way.
It's one way to start the podcast.
The podcast is getting revived, and this is how we chose to start.
Yeah. It's hard to think of content in this day and age when you're competing with stuff like Skippity Toilet,
Skippity Toilet?
Skippity Toilet.
Is that a real artist?
That's a real it's a real viral meme.
Skippity Toilet.
Yeah.
What happens in it?
Someone's head comes out of a toilet and says Skippity.
Is that it?
We need to look this up, but it's something like that.
My God. We're too smart for the internet. I never thought I'd say it. So we do some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen.
I mean, I only know about it because
It happened to you.
a man's head came out of the toilet and he said Skippity.
Then all of a sudden, you saw it online and you're like, finally, someone saying something truthful on the internet.
Well, I saw a parody of it. So on Colbert's talk show, was a clip going around of a parody of it called Skippity Biden. And it was Biden, a computer-generated Biden's head coming out of a toilet. Saying, Skippity Biden, Trump is using Hitler's language, Skippity. And this upset a lot of conservatives. They're like, seriously, you see, the left can't meme. This is...
So like this has angered our meme lord Pepe the Frog. This has angered the great Pepe because this has ruined a meme, and that was why they got upset.
No, if I was just like, this isn't funny. Saying Trump is using Hitler's language is no good.
Who do you think's gonna win that election?
Oh God.
Who do you think's gonna win it?
Skippity Biden.
Well, you see, as an Australian, we're basically America, but we don't get the right to vote.
No.
But we all think and act like we do.
I mean, Trump was convicted. And, sheesh. I mean, convicted felons can't even vote, but they can run.
Oh, he will not serve any prison time. At all.
Oh, definitely not.
He will get pardoned either way. Like, him and Biden will be like, Biden's son, his weird drug offense, lying, gun buying thing will just go away if Trump gets in. They'll agree to pardon each other.
You think?
Yeah.
You think they're going to work that closely with each other?
I reckon they're not so different.
Well, they're not, but...
They're like... People just divide them in superficial ways, but they're all serving the shadow government, Purdy.
Ah, yes, the shadow government.
Yeah. They're all just doing the bidding of the elites.
Yeah, the secret president.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lizardman.
Probably is.
It's Mr. Lizardman. He's the secret president. You gotta give me that adrenochrome.
Do you reckon? Imagine, you wouldn't make, if you were a reptilian, you wouldn't make your name Mr. Lizardman. It's too obvious.
He didn't make his name that, though. That was just the name he was born with.
What? So his dad was also...
His dad was a lizard man. His dad's
So
dad
his-
was a lizard man.
His first name is Mr. then?
Yes.
Okay.
His name is Secret President Mr Lizardman.
Alright.
He's asking for adrenochrome, but he's mixed that up with Google Chrome.
So he's...
So he keeps getting baby's blood, but he's like, why do you keep giving me this? This is morbid. This is disgusting. I think children should be free and have their blood.
What's Google Chrome giving him?
All the porn.
Oh God.
All the porn.
Dear Lord.
Stepsister stuck in air dryer.
Air fryer? Like air fryer.
Stepmother stuck in air fryer. All the hits.
Head stuck in toaster.
All the hits. All the good ones.
How many things can you get stuck in and then just get fucked? Like, whoever created that genre of porn is just like, they're really reaching at that stage, right? They've already gone past every professional power dynamic that exists, like boss, employee, teacher, student, nurse, patient, doctor, patient. They've done all the professions and then like, they're just looking around the house. What about, guy who gets hands stuck in VCR? Or like, woman gets,
No, it is weird. When the guy gets his hand stuck in the VCR, the only way they can set him free is having his dick sucked.
yeah, because then it relaxes him, because his hand's tense.
It's
He's
too
like,
tense.
oh, it's too tense.
He's too in his head.
Oh, release the hand.
You know what will get him out of his head? Some head.
Yeah. It's a mental game.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Lizardman is very much a fan of that subgenre of porn.
Okay.
He loves but he doesn't get off on it. He just laughs at the idea that these puny humans keep getting stuck in these stupid things.
He just watches it to feel superior.
Right.
He's like, this is why I can enslave these people and feel no guilt.
He watches it the same way we all watch Game of Thrones. Like, yeah, the nudity's kind of in the way, but
What?
I can ignore that.
What?
No, follow the arc.
Oh.
You know, you follow the arc. But there's a lot of nudity that kind of gets in the way, but you can look past it.
I thought there was going to be an incest joke in there, I'm not going to lie.
That too.
Because that's, right up the internet's alley.
Right. Well, they won't admit to it, though.
Game of Thrones or the internet?
The internet. The internet won't admit how into incest they are.
Oh man, like, it's crazy. You
Go to therapy.
Yeah, you get access to the whole wide web. You can make connections from people in different countries, states, all around the world through different forums, and then you just go straight to your family? Come on. Ancestry.com? Come on. You got access to every human being on the planet. You go on your stepsister?
Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, dude.
Really?
Come on, dude.
Cast the net a little further.
Little further, little wider.
A little further than the lounge room. Okay? It's a big wide world out there.
Come on, dude.
World Wide Web. There's World Wide Web you can cast and see what wanders into that web and gets caught. You don't need to shoot webs in your bedroom
Yeah, what are you, Spider-Man?
and hit your sis.
What are you, Spider-Man? Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
You a Spider-Man fan?
Oh, I mean, I was a Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Which actor was that?
That was
Garfield?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
The original, when I was a lad. But
Yeah.
then who was after that? Garfield was after
Yeah,
that?
Andy Garfield.
Sure.
He was okay?
Sure, I don't know.
I actually don't think I watched any of those ones, but apparently they were good. I'm back on board with Tom Holland. I like him for some reason. He's got that boyish charm.
Yeah. Well, that was the same time I fell off the MCU. I'm like, I'm not going to keep following this. This is annoying.
There are too many.
I'm like, I got movies from 20, 30 years ago I haven't watched yet. I'm not going to keep up with stupid.
Yeah, there's good movies out there I haven't watched.
Yeah.
I've been so busy. Like, why am I going to hang around for the MCU?
Just making shit up as they go along. To keep that thing going, baby, like the train.
But I guess people are still watching them, right?
They are. I mean, the movie industry in general is just
not as much
crashing.
As it used to be. The last movie I saw, I hadn't seen a movie in the cinema in a year, was June 2.
I haven't even seen any Dune movie. Dune.
You haven't seen the Dunes?
Dune. I haven't seen the David Lynch Dune. I haven't seen the new Dunes.
I say but I also haven't seen those ones.
Yeah.
Like I'm real surprised. But I've seen the new ones. Saw June 1, so I knew what was going on for June 2. And I gotta say, there was a lot of assumed knowledge that everyone had either read the books or watched the original Dunes. The storytelling component was not all that great. Like, I watched Dune 1, right?
Yeah.
And they're terrified of these sandworms.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of terrified of them, but then they're kind of using them to eat their enemies by, like, bashing the sand and getting that rhythm, the vibrations, and the worms coming and get their enemies. And the second one, you're like, oh, yeah, they're going to use these worms and get them. But then... And then you find out they've got some kind of mystical relationship with the worms. And then all of a sudden they're just riding the worms. They're riding them like horses. They've got them saddled up. They like summon them and they ride them. I'm like, these were killing people. Like, we didn't understand. We haven't not explored this symbiotic relationship with the sandworms. Now you're just riding them like little ponies?
And these two Dunes, they're just one book split up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Those scumbags.
Just one book's...
I don't need to stare at a desert landscape for 6 hours.
Yes, you do.
I don't. I've seen enough sand. Australia's got a lot of beaches, Purdy.
A lot of beaches, a lot of outbacky sand.
I've seen a lot of dunes on the beach in the centre of Australia. I've had my fix of dunes.
Speaking of sandy outbacks and crap media,
Oh, God.
I gotta get this off my chest.
All right, go for it.
So Paul Fennick, of Fat Pizza fame,
Oh, God, what? You've got a beef with him, and it's still going.
is still going. He has a new show out
Oh, yeah.
called Outback Outlaw Comedian. The idea is like it's kind of
He's ostentatious and he performs in Outback RSLs.
more or less,
Because he's been cancelled everywhere else.
supposedly.
Yeah.
But no one cares. I don't think no one cares enough about him. But he's acting like he's fighting against the woke, and then you see what the actually does in his shows. It's just 20 minutes of him like slapping men in the face with thongs, slapping women in the ass with thongs.
He's like, why doesn't this land in the big city? It's like just assaulting people.
And more than twice, because of course this would happen because of the people he's playing to.
Yeah.
Twice, these muscle boys just accost him on stage. Beat the shit out of him.
Okay. Well, at least he's true to the idea of what would happen.
To an outlaw comedian. The woke movement has killed larrikin comedy, Damien.
You know what it hasn't killed? His ability to get funding.
Fucking hell, he's doing something, right?
What is he?
I don't know what it is, but
It's that Houzo's legacy, you know? People just want to laugh at dumb people. They don't want to think about real problems. They don't want to think about anything they deal with. They just want to see someone slightly worse than them and have a laugh.
well, all the cost cutting measures, because the fucking way he films these things, they look terrible.
Hey, but you're the biggest fan of things that are terribly filmed and edited. That's your mantra.
I know, and it disappoints me.
You're like this.
The content's got to be there, Damien.
Okay. You're like
You know what I mean? And there's got to be a certain, like, how they work around sort of limitations.
Oh,
and there could be a charm to that.
Yeah, where it's like, it's low budget, but it's the ideas are great, and it's kind of charming how they've done the workarounds, not
this guy who does, like, 20-minute slow motion stuff that would make Zack Snyder say, hurry up. It's these two on OnlyFans. He has dance strippers in the middle of his show, and they're like OnlyFans models, and they're the most trashiest looking, disgusting looking women. What? I know it sounds misogynist right now, but trust me, you look at them.
I gotta watch this thing now.
You look at them and they're like, wow, these are for like people who think strip clubs are too high class.
Ross.
And he has a bodyguard.
What?
He has a bodyguard who's like the most roided up, tatted up piece of shit looking guy. And there's a 5-minute scene of him talking about how he had blood coming out of his dick.
The 5-minute scene?
I mean,
Is that where he injected the roids?
maybe. And there's a tour manager.
You thought the swelling would counteract the steroid shrinking?
I guess. I don't know what. For some reason, he's just... And there's a tour manager, and I'll be honest, she is... They try to portray her as being uptight and snobby, but for me, she's the only relatable character. The whole time, she's like, why ain't anyone seeing this?
How would you manage a guy that's act is slapping people, a roided up guy, and like two OnlyFans dance? But do they dance on OnlyFans, or is it just all porn?
It's all porn. They're dancers for this show. Like, okay. I guess at a certain point, Paulie's slapping hand gets tired, so he's like, bring out the dancers. Mate,
if I could end every single one of my sets with scantily clad women dancing, I'd be a lot more popular.
You know what? Say what you want about Gallagher.
Yeah.
But there was some creativity of thinking, oh, I'll hit a watermelon with a mallet. You know? It's something.
It was a big mallet.
It was a big mallet, and watermelon got everywhere. On the audience.
People did think it was pretty... I mean... Yeah. It'd also just be fun. Watermelons, like, you have them in your hand, and they're, like, hollow enough that you think you could break it, but they're hard enough that you couldn't. You know?
So I'm calling out Paul Fennick right now. He doesn't respect women enough to slap him with a thong in their face.
That's the bad part? There's not thong slapping equality?
Exactly.
What?
Yep.
Of all the things you could have had a problem with that show, that seems like...
Thong slapping equality. Everyone gets it in the face.
You know what? Instead of having OnlyFans dancers, his dancers should be OnlyFans customers. No one ever talks about the customer.
Well, the customer's always right.
Well, I think the customers would look more wrong than the dancers.
Maybe. There could be some humor in that.
Yeah. The OnlyFans dancers, the guys that are dancing to afford their OnlyFans subscriptions. Like, that's pretty funny. Like, guys are like, I gotta see some titties. And they're just, like, gyrating. And
it's a cyclical cycle I found myself on.
I gotta dance to afford to see the titties.
Gotta become a little rent boy. Harder, I'm a rent boy, and I gotta get the rent so I can afford to rent those OnlyFans subscriptions. Yeah. I'm OnlyFan Jim.
The whole thing is so incredible to me that, like... I mean, everyone loves a nude. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know, how much do these subscriptions start off at? They're like $5. They go up to like 30 or something. What's like the average price? Who's paying all this money?
Mate, I don't know.
Porn's free online.
But do you have that relationship? You know, do you have that person that's pretending they're into you in order to...
Yeah, they have
Suck-
chatbots now.
That...
They got that fake girlfriend app you can have, right? Didn't they just model one of Scarlett Johansson? That her one, she's getting sued or something. It's got her voice and there's no connection. It's all manufactured.
But everything these days is manufactured, Damien.
No,
Name one thing that isn't manufactured.
the genuine connection between two human beings with shared interests and
That doesn't happen.
passions.
That doesn't happen anymore.
What do you mean it doesn't happen?
Doesn't happen anymore.
Don't you ever hang out with someone and have a moment of beautiful connection and truth?
No, not really. Can't say that I do.
Oh, well.
People try talking to me and I say I don't consent to this. It's called a callback, kids. The last week's episode.
Well, I don't envy you, Ross. You got to put yourself out there. You got to take the risk. You got to look for the good.
Gotta risk it for the blacklist.
Blacklist?
For the blacklist.
Is that a movie?
It was a TV show.
Oh,
It's called The Blacklist.
what's on the list?
All of these spies and agents that have been blacklisted.
No.
But it doesn't just mean that they're never gonna work again, you know. It means they're never gonna live again.
Oh. Assassins.
So that's some assassination shit.
Would you, if you had a lot of money, or just like you won some competition and won a voucher to assassinate someone, who would you assassinate?
Oh
Ross?
god.
And it can't be like a world leader. It's got to be
Oh.
someone that you saw this week.
Just someone I
or someone that you like interacted with in the last month.
it has to be someone I interact with.
Who's like just caused you a lot of irritation.
So there's this woman that works at Coles.
Just a stranger?
Hey,
Like a checkout chick?
I wish she was. I wish she was a stranger. I wish.
This is gonna be good. Yeah.
Real piece of work. Click and collect woman.
So you've already. I love how you've already gone out of your way to not have any human contact. You're like, I don't want to talk to anyone in the store. I don't want the stock boy to look at me in the eyes. I don't want the self-service people to check my bags. Just click and collect.
Damien, this wasn't for me. This was while I was door dashing.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I was
Yeah.
trying to make them... When I was avoiding contact with people, I was making money.
Okay, that's fine then.
You know, that's okay. This fucking piece of work.
What did she do?
What didn't she do? So... How do I start this story that makes me sound good?
There might not be a way. You just gotta push through.
There might not be a way. Okay.
I mean, we're talking about who you'd get killed. Like, hire a hit on someone.
I don't know her name, so it's fine.
Okay, we'll say.
Weird, like, middle-aged looking woman in Ruhlbach.
Okay.
So you know she's a fucking piece of work.
We'll say Bernice.
Let's say Bernice.
Alright, Bernice.
Let's see Bernice. I didn't realise there was certain bays you had to park in a certain way.
Simple mistake.
Simple mistake. The way she told me.
How did she tell you?
Just in a really passive-aggressive way. And I'm like, okay, alright, okay, I don't need this, okay, sure, I'll go back and just park in the bay, it's fine. Then,
Oh, God.
later, I'm door dashing again. Another day, we're going back to Coles. Okay, I know how to do this now.
You know which bay?
The bays
where
are
to stay.
here. I have to reverse park. I don't like reverse parking. I've gotten a bit better because of this whole juncture, but
Yeah.
now it was raining a little bit, and I'm 2 orders. And she says to me, "Oh boy, I wish someone would help me load this into the car."
Okay. So she got you.
No, she was-
shamed you.
And she was trying to shame me, and I'm like, "It's not my damn job." I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, "What? Why would you do that?" And she says, "Well, it would just be gentlemanly. It would just be gentlemanly if you helped me. I'm gonna go and get you banned."
Is that what she said?
She threatened to get me banned.
That's a bit excessive.
So I called up the place because I'm like, I'm not a Karen. I'm not a Darren. But I'm like, this woman's going around saying she's going to try and get me banned.
This Cole's woman's talking shit.
This Cole's woman's talking shit. She needs to fucking...
Talk shit, get hit.
Yeah, exactly right. Snitches get stitches.
So that's why Ross is hiring a hitman to take out a Coles worker.
Look, I just think I'll be doing the world a favor.
That's fair.
Just a really negative energy. Made
Yep.
much worse.
Wow.
Negative personality.
Passive aggressiveness is never a good way to get your way. Like, it just makes the person hate you. They're just like, why'd you have to say it like that? Like, if they help you, it's begrudgingly. And then they're going to hate you forever.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to not do it out of principle after that stage.
Which is what
Which
ended
is
up
what
happening.
you did.
Which is what ended up happening. Like, why would you...
You took a stand, just turned the radio up, being like, dee 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 dee.
Load up my car, woman!
Wow, I love how you had an answer for that. Just bang. You're just like, it's been brewing with you for a while.
Well, I didn't want to overthink it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because there's plenty of people I could try and assassinate.
Yeah.
That was just the first person that came to my head.
Well,
It has to be a person who I've communicated with once. There's
yeah.
plenty of people. Plenty of goddamn people. What about you, Damien?
Me. Had to hire a hit on someone this last few months. Oh. I am going to overthink it.
You see, some petty
And
grudge.
that's-
You gotta have some petty grudge against a Coles worker.
Oh, I've got... Yeah, it's true. I don't have many petty grudges. Has anyone... Who's like... minor inconvenienced me in the last few weeks? Oh. I've been pretty positive. I had many good interactions. I don't know who I would.
Come on.
I got a real stretch.
Come on. Come on.
Um,
Come on. There must be still hate in your heart.
I mean, there is, for sure. I got that anger in me sometimes. But... Oh, man.
It's hard, listeners, because there's plenty of people, but we also got to be careful because we have ladders we want to climb. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and where there's ladders, there's snakes. And if you call out the snakes, you fall down to the bottom of those ladders. And that's an entertainment business hack.
We did it.
Climb the ladders, watch out for the snakes. This one's just... Oh, I guess this guy's just a real negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this guy, so I play poker. This back alley pool hall. Can't say where it is because it's very legal. But there's this one guy, he's like a chess master. Apparently he's like training to be this chess master. So he also thinks he's pretty good at poker, and he thinks he's like just better than everyone. And he thinks he always makes the right decisions, and if he loses, it's totally your fault, not his. Even though hold on one sec. There's an element of luck to it all.
Right, so this guy really up his own ass.
Yeah.
Really big up in himself.
Yeah, really big up in himself, and then he was not having a good night, partially because he was not playing well, and also because...
That'll do it.
Yeah, mainly because he was not playing well, actually. And he was down like $2,000 at one stage.
Oof.
And he had like... he kept buying in for like $400 or $500 a pop, and then he kept just finding moments, and then he was going all in against me, and I had a very good hand. Like, I had a set, and he had bottom pair. So I was so far ahead, it wasn't funny. And then the next card came out, and the next card, he got runner to a flush, which is very hard to do. It's like, I think he had like 14% chance of winning against me. But he did it twice in a row. And then he was like, the first time he did it, it wasn't for a lot of money, so I don't really care. But the second time it was for a bit more. But like the way he talked about it the first time, he's like, well, it's not worth playing when this guy's umming and ahhing and all in, and he's got the top set, and he's like, oh, he's still complaining after he won the hand over and over again, and everyone's just looking at him just like, you should be like thanking your God for what just happened. Like, and yeah, he's just really negative, and he ended up like, I think, doing a bit better throughout the night, and then kind of like, he got very lucky, like 3 hands in a row, and then ended up being kind of like even. But his just whole attitude was like, just complaining, you know? And I'm like, you just won the hand. You don't get to complain. Like, and I, you know, it's part of the game. I don't mind. But that was, if I won that hand, that would have been your plane ticket, Purdy. So you should want him dead too.
Alright. Okay.
Let's find this guy.
I'm changing my answer to this guy.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm still up overall. I do not have a problem. If you do have a problem, call Gamblers Help on 1-800. I don't know, look up a sports bet ad.
All those gambling ads that end with that advisory message.
It's like, you should do this, but...
You know...
Remember, don't do it. Don't do it.
So imagine if you just legalized everything, but put a warning on it afterwards saying, yeah, but don't. It's legalized murder.
Yeah, but nah.
Don't do it. Murder is it's a sin in the eyes of many religions.
And the law.
And
don't forget the law.
but
if you legalize it.
I'm imagining a world where murder's legalized.
They'd never do it.
Of course not, because rich people are making too much money. It's this anti-murder legislation. They've got their hands in the pockets of the government. So imagine people start protesting. Like, we should legalize murder. It's just goddamn anti-murder lobbies.
Ross, that's not funny. Ross, it's not funny at all.
I think it is.
They just legalized abortion in America.
Oh, so it's okay. It's okay to murder when it's inside a woman's womb. But not when it's outside. Where's the equality?
For the innies and the outies.
Exactly.
Just because you're an innie, it's still innie in the womb.
Could a conjoined twin murder their twin and still say, my body, my choice?
Wow. Asking the big questions tonight. Put us on the project. These are the stories people really want to hear.
This is
News told differently.
This is what real Australians are like. Paul Fennick.
Make a show about this.
Make a show about this, Seven, mate. We can half the budget of whatever you're giving Paul Fennick. I guess like 2 pizza coupons and a bunch of meth.
I reckon Houses was made on that exact budget. Like, I think maybe a couple more pizza coupons, but
yeah. And he only got those pizza coupons because he's such a big guy in the pizza community.
Well, they still had a lot of leftover pizzas from Fat Pizza.
Right.
That's what they don't tell you. And they just froze them to save them for a rainy day when the budget didn't come out in full of what they asked SBS or ABC for.
Yeah, that's a true Australian entertainment industry fact.
They unthawed those pizzas, and you know what? Cost of living crisis, those pizzas had appreciated by about 34%.
Speaking of people who we want to assassinate, it's a guy who I made a delivery to a couple of times. I wouldn't want my own assassinating him.
What did he do?
Angry man. Angry man, dyed blonde hair with that shaved. He looked like Blair Cottrell, but on even more meth.
What? Yeah.
Blair Cottrell.
You got to get out of the suburbs, Bertie. You got to get out of the outer suburbs.
Where would I move to, though? Because I feel like moving to where the artists are would just piss me off.
That would be terrible for you. That would anger you more.
For some reason, I can live with
some bogans.
I can live with some bogans because
What did this guy do?
he's just an angry man. First time, he was clearly on something, and he was, mate, you're fucking late. Fucking late, mate.
Domino's don't do a time guarantee, do they?
No. This guy was angry. He was yelling at me. He tried to pay me with 100, and I'm like, oh wow, I wish you told me this before because I only have this amount of money.
Doesn't everyone pay online these days?
You would think, but sometimes they pay with 100, and then you're like, I do not have to change for that. Is this how you treat all your customers?
Just the ones that pay $100 bills.
No, it's kind of inconvenient. I mean, if you told us this before, we could have, you know.
How much? It was just like probably one large pizza as well, wasn't it?
It wasn't like a lot.
Was it? Did you at least get a garlic bread?
I don't know. It might have only been $20 to $30 at least.
Okay.
So expecting me to have $70 change on me, I did not. So I didn't want to deal with it. But then the next time I saw this guy, he was sitting outside.
Waiting for you with a shotgun.
If guns were legal here, he definitely would have been. The way he was like quietly stewing.
Said no good pizza, Paul.
He definitely didn't talk like that. It was more like he definitely would have been a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, I reckon.
If he's 1 minute late this time, I'm gonna blow his head off.
Just an angry man.
So he just waited for you and was angry.
Stewing. He was stewing.
What did he say to you when you came up to
He didn't say anything. That's the thing.
This is a silent treatment.
Yeah, he was just like looking down.
Did he have exact change this time?
Yeah, well, he might have paid online or something.
Okay.
It was fine. We didn't have anything about that.
Just a silent exchange.
Yeah, and he was definitely like, if his life was a movie, this was definitely the part where just before he would have done like a mass shooting.
It's like, that pizza boy's late. The world's gonna know. The world's gonna fucking pay for this pizza delivery boy.
And it's always the ones with that same shitty like side shaved haircut. The
Mullets?
blondes. Not blondes. No, the Blair. I call it the far right Blair Cottrell.
Oh, the short back and sides.
Yeah.
Like the kind of shorter side that kind of goes into almost a rat's tail. That kind of thing.
Right, but no rat's tail.
No rat's tail.
No
but
rat's
like
tail.
a babe, like a rat nub.
Yeah, because I got into an altercation with another guy while delivering pizzas. Mind you, I definitely made it worse.
God. You know what? I did pizza delivery for a while when I'm straight out of high school. Never had an issue. Made friends with a lot of them.
Nah, sometimes, some people are nice.
I went in and played saxophone with one guy because he was just jamming. I bought some underage kids alcohol once because they're like, hey, pizza guy, we'll give you an extra 20 if you buy us a slab.
See, that's never happened to me. I would gladly buy just 15-year-olds alcohol.
They're
What?
gonna get it anyway.
Why do I care? You know.
Exactly.
If they give me a little, money too.
Well, something.
Well,
Everyone
something.
wins.
You know. Oh yeah. I just tried to give a guy a receipt. He didn't want the receipt, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
Well, you said that.
I didn't say that. I just thought that. What am I gonna do with this? And he was making a big deal about, I'm not gonna take the receipt. I'm not gonna take the receipt. Well, like, I'm not gonna.
You know, some people think they have those BPA chemicals on them. So maybe he thought you were gonna poison him with this receipt.
Well, here's what happened. He closed the door, and then just as I was about to leave,
Oh, no. You put the receipt under his door, didn't you?
Yeah, I put it on his like veranda, and he immediately comes out and he says, "Oi! I'm gonna call the manager."
He's gonna call the manager. The manager. What's the manager gonna do? He's meant to leave the receipts. I don't know. Sorry, sir. Like, it would be funny if he was like just overreaching. He's like the cops, or like for littering, or the council.
Well, it was definitely an empty threat. I don't think he actually called.
Oh, that's gonna take like 10 minutes of his life
Yeah.
for a piece of paper.
Did you ever deliver pizzas to places you suspect were having sex parties?
Or once. I think once. Yeah, maybe once.
Well, like a few times. I keep going to this place,
Yeah.
and each and every time, they're wearing these silk robes.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of people around, and I always seem to hear spanking noises.
Yeah. Did they ever ask you to join?
No, they don't. I mean, these are like weird middle-aged married couples trying to put some spice into their life again. And this is Moorabach too, so...
The quality.
I mean, if you want to go quantity over quality, sure. But yes, a lot of giggling after spanking noises, weird silk robes.
I would say that's 100% a sex party.
But it's the same place, and it's like, I've been to this place too.
Maybe they organise them. There's places that organise them.
I reckon they must decide to go to this, and it's always on a Friday night, but it's always like early Friday night, like 7 p.m.
Oh yeah. That seems like a good time.
to get the sex party started.
Well, if you're middle-aged, you've had a whole week of work.
Yeah, you get all those electrolytes out.
You want to shower, you want to have a bit of the dinner, and then you got to get your fuck on and then get to sleep.
Yeah.
Because, like, when it hits 10, you're gone.
Yeah, they're out.
Out cold.
They're out like a light.
Well, everyone loves a pizza party.
Mmm.
So why wouldn't they love a pizza sex party?
Mmm. There's certain dungeons underneath pizza parlors.
for the cultural elites that just can't stop the party.
Yeah, Mr. Lizardman.
Mr. Lizardman, the shadow government.
Secret President. He keeps asking for keeps asking for pizza.
But
They keep thinking he means Pizzagate.
And he wants the adrenochrome, but he keeps ordering Google Chrome, and the Coopert keeps getting him cheap Domino's pizzas delivered straight to his door.
A lot of cheese on those pizzas.
And we've kept the receipts.
Dick cheese.
Party boys, these boys are party boys.